Okay, what's up YouTube? It's One Way Up here, back with another car review. And in this video, I have the new all-electric Kia EV6. So the Kia EV6 starts with the 2023 model year, and it does have different versions such as the Wind all-wheel drive, and then there's also the Kia EV6 GT. So with this Kia, it's a radical design, just like all electric cars are nowadays. They do have a lot of, I guess, sleek styling. Things tend to be more sharp and smooth and streamlined, all at the same time, giving it like a very unique look. Overall, I think the Kia EV6 looks good and bad from certain angles. So as I step over to the side of the vehicle, I think this is the least attractive profile of the car, because it's kind of like it doesn't know what it wants to be. I mean, technically the car class that they call for the Kia EV6 is a CUV, but it is kind of like a hatchback slash sedan slash SUV all in one. But certain profile of the vehicle, it does look pretty good, like from the rear, especially at nighttime. I do love how the LED lights wrap around the top of the trunk, so it kind of looks like a futuristic vehicle, but also it does have a little lip spoiler, so it kind of doubles as that, so it looks sporty, futuristic at the same time. As you can see, it says EV6 on the back. I do like the new Kia logo. It does look a lot better than how it did before in the past. Now, looking at the rims of the vehicle, these are 19-inch rims. I do like the way the rims look. It looks, it goes pretty well with the car overall. I do like the two-tone design on it. And you do have some Kumo tires with it. My favorite part of the Kia EV6 is the front design. I do love the way the lights look, and it does have a nice beefy hood. So here is the key to the vehicle. It has the new Kia logo on it. It does have remote start. Now, it is hard to tell when you start the vehicle because it is quiet. All it does is just light up. It's an electric car. But if you want to get your cabin running, if it's a hot day or a cool day, you can start the car and let it warm up or cool down for you. Now, another cool thing about the car is that the handles are seamlessly integrated into the doors. So it's similar to like how the Tesla Model 3 and Model Y is. You do press to pop the handle out, and then you pull. Here I'm giving you guys a look at the interior of the vehicle. Looking at the door, you do have soft touch materials from the top to where the armrest is. Bottom is plastic. Here are your door controls. You do have your mirror adjustments. I do love auto folding mirrors when you lock and unlock the car. And this vehicle comes with the Meriden surround sound system, which is a very good sound system. You also have the speaker in this part of the door with the badging for the sound system. And overall, this interior is very spacious for the driver and passenger. I do like how they really maximize the space inside this vehicle. It does have a lot more space than I expected it, and I do really like what they did with that. Giving you guys a look at the seats. These seats are made with vegan leather, so it does feel like leather. And I did research that there is some eucalyptus in it, so that's pretty nice what they did with that. So stepping into the EV6, you do have a nice wide steering wheel. And overall, I do love the design of the cabin. I do like that it is a minimalistic look, but it also does have buttons, so it doesn't feel like it's too futuristic, so it's easier for people to integrate to an electric car, as far as getting used to the regular buttons that a gas car would have. But Tesla, they've pushed it in a totally different direction, so this is kind of a good middle ground for people looking to transition to electric cars in the future. Now to start the car, it is a push button start. The button is in the usual place. Normally for most vehicles it'll be somewhere over there in this part of the car, but you just put your foot on the brake and press the button and it starts up. You do have two nice 12.3-inch display screens, very big and easy to read. I do love the design of it. The graphics are great. I do like how when you open and close the door, it shows you the car and everything. So looking at the steering wheel, you do have your drive mode button where you can change what mode you're in. Let me close the door all the way. And as you change the mode, it does change the whole layout of the center dash, which looks very nice. I do like how it feels like the car's mode is actually changing. It's not just a subtle acceleration change, but it does actually change how the car performs overall in each mode, and it actually does feel really different. The sound and everything, they did a great job with that. So on this part of the steering wheel, you do have your smart cruise control. Works really well while you're driving. You hit this button, it'll automatically brake for the car in front of you. And they did kind of get this from Tesla. As you're driving on the road, you'll see what's in front of you. It'll show like a car in the display, so you do have that. And when there's a cars in your blind spot, you will see red lines pop up on this side of the dash, this side of the screen of your vehicle, or on the other side, depending on which side the vehicle's on. Now this smart cruise isn't as good as Tesla's, because Tesla's autopilot is very advanced. It does sense vehicles on the left and right side of you on their lane, so if they're beginning to merge, it'll automatically slow down, which is great. But I still think this smart cruise system that Kia have is very good. It's still better than what a lot of other manufacturers have had right now. So it does make your driving experience a lot more relaxing, especially if you're in rush hour traffic. Just turning on your smart cruise system and the auto steering right there, which it does a decent job of following the lanes. Not as good as Tesla, but still it does a very good job of keeping your car in the lane and keeping the distance from the car in front of you. You do have this button right here to change between your menu options. You can view your vehicle information such as tire pressure, the trip settings, and all that stuff can be done through here. Your compass and all that. Moving over to the right side, you do have your mode, your volume, and you do have voice controls as well. Now right behind the steering wheel, you'll see paddle shifters. Now these aren't paddle shifters for changing your gears, which I'm very glad they didn't try to simulate that. This is what you use to adjust your regenerative braking setting, so you can make it feel more like an electric car by increasing the regenerative braking settings, or you could decrease the level at with the regens. Then you have your headlights and windshield wipers behind there. Moving over to this screen, I do like that there's different screens that Kia has in the center display, and that's just something new. You touch that, it opens up more information about your battery level and your mileage, and then you can always go back to this little calm screen that they have. If you swipe to the right, you do have your settings, different apps, valet mode, quiet mode. So this car does really have a really good infotainment system, and very great graphics and it has very great graphics, very clear to read, and it has so many different features like this quiet mode. It'll only play the radio in the front of the car to keep your rear occupants relaxed if they're trying to sleep or they don't want to hear anything. You do have sounds that this Kia offers through its app, where you could play soothing sounds or like a rainforest sound. Just a lot of nice things that this infotainment system offers, and I do really like the direction that Kia is going with that. And then moving down, I do love how they really maximize their use of space in this part of the vehicle. So you do see that you have your basic climate controls here. You can control it for the left and right side. Another great thing is that you can do driver only, so only can have climate blowing on the driver if you're the only one in the car, or if your passenger doesn't want to be disturbed, or if they like a different setting. You do also have another option to change to your media controls, and all that is in the same screen. I do like how it's easy to go between both instead of adding like an extra layer of buttons or touch sensitive buttons. You do have the option to toggle between climate controls or media controls. Now, one thing I will say is that sometimes I forget that I'm in the climate control setting, and I'll reach here to lower the volume or raise the volume on the radio, but then I have to remember that you have to touch that, and now I can control the radio and media settings. But you do also have the volume button on the steering wheel as well. Moving down, you do have heated and ventilated seats for the driver and passenger, and I will say I love how these ventilated seats feel. They're very powerful, and they're not just for the bottom part of the chair, they also are in the backrest as well. So it is a hot day, so I'm going to turn it on right now. And down here you have your shifter. Put your foot in the brake. When you turn it into drive, you hear the car's electric motor start up. It kind of has like a hum to it. Shift it to reverse, you do have these beeps. The cameras come up. And then once in the middle for neutral. And then push the button right there to park. Parking sensors where you can turn on and off. Auto hold, of course, love that feature. You don't have to keep your foot on the brake. Have wireless charging right here. It's big, so I do like that because I do have a big phone. So if you have some extra large phone, you can fit your phone there. Even with the case on it, my phone was able to charge. You do have extra storage space here. So you can put a phone here. If you were to place your phone, it'll actually sit facing up, which is pretty cool. Let me try that right now with this phone. And yeah, you can put your phone there if you don't want to charge it. You can put drinks, in your cup holders. They're a decent size. Moving down here underneath the center part, you do have a lot of storage space down here, which I think is really nice. I love this open feeling that they did with this cabin. There's so easy and accessible for you to put things down here. You do have your USB ports down here. I do wish that it was higher up. I do think it's a bit annoying to have to reach down, plug and unplug your phone, because this vehicle does not have wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, which I am disappointed about. Maybe in the GT model it does have that, but this one it doesn't. But you do have 4 ports down there. Now moving over to the center armrest, you lift it up, you do have a very good amount of space in there, I must say, and it has nice soft carpet material as well. But overall, I'm really happy with the design that they did with this interior. And looking at the headrest, I will say I do wish that it had an option to adjust it forward and back, not just up and down, because I feel like it does stick out a little bit too much, but it's still not uncomfortable. That's just for my personal preference. Now I'm going to step out of the car and I'm going to show you the back seat. So you have that beep when you leave the car while it's on, and you leave the car with the key. So one of the first things you notice with the back seat is there's no vents here. They actually put the vents right here in this part of the pillar right by the seat. So I do like this because the air vents are closer to you, so you can adjust it to your level and it'll blow directly on you, as opposed to like towards your knees or legs as you're sitting down. Another cool thing is that they do have the USB ports in the seats, so it is closer to you. So if you have your phone plugged in and you're sitting in the back of the vehicle, you can easily access your phone while it's plugged in, and your cord doesn't have to be very long for you to do that. I do like about this back seat, they do have this badging for the speakers in the rear as well. So this is my first time sitting inside this vehicle in the back seat, and it feels pretty comfortable. It does feel spacious. I do like that with these chairs you do have the option to recline it. So there's a little lever down here where you can recline the back seat and sit back, which is cool. You do have, oh, these are nice looking lights. I will say that I do like the material and the color that they went with, and I like that it's like a LED color. It's not like a yellow like other vehicles have. You have some nice door pockets that are pretty solid. But yes, I feel comfortable behind here. I am 6'3", so anyone my height, maybe an inch taller, and if you're under that, you'll have no issues sitting back here. Okay, so now we're gonna step out to the trunk. So, first thing I noticed, there's no button for the trunk that's clearly visible, but you have to click it underneath there. It's pretty nicely hidden, so I do like that. So the space in the back is actually pretty good, I will say. And you do have this lever here that if you pull it, it'll fold the seat down, so it's easy for you to get things in the back quicker that are bigger, and you're gonna need more space. So overall, I feel like this is a great all-around car as far as like storage space, just being a comfortable ride. So many good things about it. I do like this glass that they have for the back as well. It's pretty nice. Yeah, so overall I feel like Kia did a great job with this vehicle. It does start at around 48,000 up to around the low 60,000s for the GT model. But if you are in the market for an electric vehicle, I think Kia is doing a great job with the direction that they're going. So thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.